Hello and welcome to another episode of Nathan's Garage. I'm Nathan Kershaw, this is the Mutt. If you're new, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button at the bottom, and if you fancy it, the bell as well. What do we have on today? Well, we have exciting things happening on Monday. We have one of those mythical creatures that likes wiring and understands what happens between the two ends of the wire. I get the basics, but I really have no idea what's going on. So we need to do a bit of housekeeping with the car before he arrives on Monday, set the stage so he can do his thing. We're going to start with a little bit of mechaniculia stuff because we have a horrendous oil leak in the rocker cover, which some of you may have seen was smoking like it was on fire when we last drove it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go to the back end. We're going to do the trunk floor, so we've got somewhere to put the battery so that it's in the right place, so we can run those wires and they will be the right length. So let's get started with the oily bit. Another thing that's very exciting and is going to be at least starting in the planning stage today is the fuel filler. It's going to be around there and it's going to be a little tight. I'm going to try and keep it to a small fuel filler, then it's going to snake its way in, keep it nice and simple. Don't know why it's been intimidating me, but it has. I think I'm going to have to drop the Z3 tank to shorten the neck a little bit because there's going to be a bit of a zigzag, and I hate dropping fuel tanks. Don't know why, just don't like it. Well, the cylinder numbers run from 1 back, cylinders 4 and 6 have been having a real nice bath in oil. That can't have been very nice for them, can it? I'm really glad I bought the kit with O-rings everywhere. And she's off. I'm not the quickest mechanic in the world, but she's off. Plenty of schlonk everywhere, which I'm not a huge fan of. The gasket itself was nice and crispy, but it looks pretty clean in here actually. I've got soaking up the oil in those two cylinder plug holes. But I've got to admit, I'm very happy. I assume that is from somebody putting schlonk on the gasket and wiping it on there as they put the valve cover on. Okay, so scrape it all off and then reassemble. Pretty much everything was just bathed in oil. Because I've got access to the ECU, I was able to take that loom off from the ECU, which is awesome. And then let's give her a good clean. She is dirty. Wouldn't you look at that? It's a mechanical restoration akin to something like Speed Academy. Said no one ever. So it was real fun, like scraping off silicone for the last probably hour, trying to make it not drop into the engine, and vacuuming and rags everywhere. It's now clean. Really, there's no need for schlonk. Well, I'm going to see if there's any need on transitions and joints. Sometimes there's a need for a thin smear on parts like that, or maybe the half moons. But oh my god, not as much as this guy put on. It was all lipping over on the inside, just waiting to fall in an oil gallery. Awesome. Not. After consulting Dr. Google a lot, schlonk level appropriate. That's it. Nothing else. Just new gasket. Very early on in the channel, this company contacted me to supply me with some products, and they gave me this stuff, so I'm putting it on the boot of the coil packs as it goes over the spark plug. Seems like a good idea. I was just telling Wife-tastic this job's taken way longer than it should have, because as my mental health gets better, or mental health management gets better, I'm becoming way more OCD over cleaning. Like, I completely want to disassemble the car and sandblast it and then paint it, but that's not going to happen till probably the end of the year, after all the bugs are worked out. But yeah, I don't know, just makes me feel so good that everything is so clean. No leaks right now. Lovely. Looks so stunningly clean and out of place. Okay, strut brace back on. And then let's make a boot floor, trunk floor. This is going to be a slightly unconventional attacking of this job because it's weekend. I want to get this battery in because we're doing wiring Monday, day off tomorrow, Wife-tastic family day. So I'll need to, and I haven't got any piece of metal big enough to just do it one piece. Now battery's going to go here, obviously, to offset my weight because race car. So I'm going to build a frame here and then shove it up against the side. I think probably put some, then I do have sheet to sort of make this area. We'll do that, the floor, and then put some like box around the bottom of it to hold it in place, and then figure out hooks and tighteners and all that good stuff. Instead of using new stock, which is all down there, I really do like being able to use bracing bars off the Z3 to build a battery box. When you go off measurements and then you forget that the bodywork slopes up and it doesn't fit. Okay, so we're pulling the wiring through now, and I think it's obviously going to be going that way because there's no ground at this end either. Right, I have been noodling away while you guys have been absent. Oh my word, there we go. So we've got a rib running along the bottom. Don't have anything on the back. Battery's there. I'm gonna run it that way now. Obviously not that way because it doesn't fit. Ground's gonna go up there, this area somewhere, and then the positive there. Got plenty of length to do it as BMW intended. And here we have the battery holder downers in places, L-shaped bracket thingies. I always love it when I chop up some box section, throw it in the scrap, what's left, and then I need L pieces or whatever it's called, and rounded corners. Ooh, you're so fancy. Still doing the run around the car one tack at a time and filling up little holes. Still pondering. And this has turned out great. So I think what I'm going to do is have some sort of vertical here, straight up to the height of the top of the battery, and then a hinged something that comes down on top of the battery and ties to the vertical Dubry hickory. Nice. There we go. It'll be so nice to not constantly have to move the battery anymore. Lovely. Okay, this rear fender area. Quite a lot of you have talked about either an intake or a vent going here. Now, in the overall aesthetics and balance of the car, I consider a Volkswagen Beetle very, very balanced front to rear. Not nose heavy, not tail heavy. Putting these big fenders on has kind of made it a little bit tail heavy for me. If I then put an air scoop here, it adds weight to the back of the car and just makes it unbalanced for me. So 99.9% the decision has been made to just finish them to the actual quarter panel. I'm going to have a step here and then straight down. I offered the running board up before and everything just looks great. Obviously this comes out a little bit further, but fine with that. So yeah, so that's basically, I'm always looking for the balance in the car. I want the weight of the look of the car from the side to be the same front and rear. And I think Volkswagen did it really, really well with the Beetle. And on that note, I think it's been a damn fine day. Didn't really want to do the rocker cover because it's mechanical. Don't really like that. Got the battery tray done. We have the wiring guru coming down on Monday, so I wanted the battery out of the way and in its spot so we could run wires to it. So we'll carry on with the rear end. There's a little bit of flex in the actual trunk floor, so we need to run some diagonals towards the diff area, not the diff itself, the diff area, just to strengthen it up. And some new holders came for the radiator, so that's cool. Still leaking, don't know why, got to figure that out. But yeah, we're just moving on. Still moving on, tacking all around, flattening welds. Got to probably order some window seals. See if I can find a windshield, because mine's cracked. Once we've done the wiring, I can then start to think about making a top for the actual dash itself. Don't want to do that yet because I don't know how the wires are going to run and where the holes are going to be. Once that's in, then I can put the windshield in. And then she'll be really, really just so close, you know, looking kind of normal. Bonnet pins came, so the latch will be working at the front, and I'll put 2 pins at the top, those push-type pins. Urgefab had them and didn't like them, so I hope I'm going to like them better than him. But they weren't expensive. So odds on good. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, Caden, your t-shirt is on its way to me. So that means it'll be with you in probably, I'll say 2 to 3 weeks, or 4 maybe. So Caden, you're awesome. Thank you for watching. And thank you to everybody else for watching. By the time this video comes out, we're going to be over 20,000 subscribers. 20,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys support the channel. And I just build stuff like this. It really is a team effort. I couldn't do it without you. And without me, you'd have nothing to watch. Game on. Oh, I'm so happy. I really am so happy. Been a bit of a funny week. Ups and downs. But overall, the week is ending on a really, really good note. So we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. See you in a couple of days.